Okay.
Leo, thank you so much for coming on my podcast today.
Lorna, it is genuinely my pleasure. Lovely, lovely to speak to you.
I'm so excited today. I think it's just because I came on BBC Upload. You kindly featured me on your show a couple of weeks ago. So today we're doing a bit of a swapperoonie, aren't we?
Yeah, with flip reverse.
Yeah. So you're a radio presenter and you're a musician as well, aren't you?
I am, yes, absolutely. And I actually, I got into radio because of music, believe it or not. I went in because I was playing. It was a last minute thing. I ended up going in to play a session on a radio show, and when I got in there, I looked around and went, I really, really, really like this. And I realized that there and then that it's something I wanted to do as a career. And well, I've gone and done it, haven't I? I've gone and done it.
That's so cool. So before you had no desire to be a radio presenter.
Well, I suppose it's probably the same as you and a lot of the listeners to this as well. You know, so many of us are creatives, and it's just kind of distilling down what it is that you like to do creatively. And it's hard, isn't it, to kind of monetize creativity a lot of the time. But I've always talked. I used to get detention for talking, and so the idea of getting paid for talking just made absolute sense to me. It resonated. So
Yeah, it's
yeah,
perfect, isn't it?
sure is.
So how did you get onto the BBC? Because that's a big one. I mean, that's my end goal. I mean, I had a quite exciting email today. I'll tell you about that in a minute, but I want to hear your journey on how you got on the BBC.
Well, so the way that began, it was literally a case of going in and playing, and then I met a producer there, and I said, look, I love this radio thing. I haven't got any experience doing it. I don't have a media degree. I studied English and psychology at university. That happens, and English is useful for everything, isn't it? Really.
Yeah.
And I said, what do I do? And he said, right, this is what's going to happen. You're going to come to my show on Sunday morning. It was Sunday morning, 5 o'clock start.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. But okay. And I went in, and it was the Sunday. It was a religious based show on Sunday on BBC Radio Kent. And I mean, one of the panelists hadn't turned up. So when I got in, the producer Phil just said, right, okay, into the deep end, sunshine, you're going in on the panel. And I went, am I? He went, yep, go and get the paper, we're doing the paper reviews.
That's
And
so
so
cool.
I know, and I went in and sat down, and I did my paper review, and I got talking, and I really enjoyed it. And Phil had been working in the BBC for BBC Kent for 15 years or so, and I said, well, what do I do? I haven't really got the requisite experience. I think I can do the talking side of things. And he said, well, radio is an interesting one. He said, so the best bet is to go off and get some experience learning how to do radio. And it
Yeah.
just turns out that one of our colleagues was the head of a community station down in Sussex, in Uckfield in Sussex. He said, right, have a word with Mike, get yourself down there and learn how to do radio. So, you know, learn how to work all the desks, all the equipment, switch the faders up, don't swear, don't embarrass
Yeah.
yourself. And I said, okay, that's great. I will do that. So I stayed in contact with Phil, and I went away and did that for a year and a half or so. And no, probably a bit less, maybe about a year, and still staying in touch. And I said, well, look, I really want to do this. I want to get involved. And he said, well, the way that a lot of radio works, especially in local BBC, is that it's journalism. A lot of it is journalism. So it's a case of when you come in, you're not going to be coming in, switching up the microphone and going, hi, it's Leo here. It will be a case of learning the ropes and how it works and how to produce radio first and foremost. So I came in at the very, very bottom of the ladder, which was at the time called a broadcast assistant, called assistant producers. Excuse me, sorry, Lorna. They're called assistant producers, I think now. And I just sat there and watched the shows, helped to book guests, worked out how to edit audio, the phone lines, be just general administrative support, and learn how that side of radio works, and then work my way up from there. Got a few cover shifts when people couldn't do it, or it was bank holiday shows, and then in the end, you work yourself a portfolio as a presenter, and that's kind of a very a very top line kind of journey of mine. That's how it played out.
That is a very exciting journey because it's not just chatting on radio. There's all the behind the scenes stuff as well, like
Oh
finding
yeah.
your guests and stuff. That I enjoy that as well. I mean, I found you or you found me. I don't know how.
You
Well, I'm very
uploaded to me,
grateful.
didn't you?
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah. So tell me about this BBC upload. How did you get involved with that? Because this is very exciting, isn't it?
It was just before COVID, actually. It was probably the January of COVID time, and I'd been doing quite a bit of producing and quite a bit of cover presenting as well. And our editor, as it was at the time, our assistant editor, called me in and said, "Look, there's been this local BBC conversation. We've had a big meeting, and they want to introduce a new show, which is a little bit like BBC Introducing, which is for
Mm.
music, where people send in their music, don't they?" And he said, "But it's for spoken word. We love the idea of having something for spoken word, so for poetry and for monologues and comedy and anything spoken word." And he said, we're going to do one show a week." And I thought it might be something, given your creative background, that you would like to do. And I said, "That sounds like a lovely idea. What that sounds like great fun." And as I was leaving the room, I was thinking, he hasn't talked this up really, but I suddenly thought, hang on a minute, this sounds great. I mean, this is
Mm.
properly on trend. Is what we love to do. Anyway, so that started, and then within 2 shows of me doing that, COVID happened, and uh, which was obviously, I mean, we know what it was like. But we got in a situation whereby they changed all of the BBC schedules. We used to have 2 and 3 hour shows. That all changed because they wanted to limit people being in the building and changed it
Mm.
to 4 hour shows. And I thought, oh, crikey, I mean, what's going to happen with me? So I looked at my inbox, which you uploaded to me with your poetry recently, and it occurred to me that there are a lot of people sat at home, anxious, worried, not knowing what to do with themselves, that suddenly had just started sending loads of audio into us. So I spoke to my editor on the phone. I said, "Look, we're getting loads of stuff here in. Do you reckon there's any scope to broaden this out? Maybe do 4 shows a week?" And he said, "We might as well. That sounds like a perfect idea." So we did, and we've been doing that for 3 years at Kent. And then there's just very recently been a big change where BBC local radio has been going through a lot. I don't know if you've heard about it. It's all in the news. You can Google it to see what happened with sharing shows, and there's been a few redundancies
Yeah.
and quite a bit going on. But they wanted to collate together upload over regions, and they asked me if I would do upload for the South, and I said yes. I love it. It's great. We get to champion people, we get to play out audio, we get to celebrate what people do creatively. So I am on board, and that's where we sit right now, Lorna.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you kindly featured my podcast on your show, which is very exciting.
Yeah.
There's so many creative people out there. There's so many talented people, and they don't know what to do with their stuff, do they? So nobody gets to read it or hear it. But this is just such a good idea, BBC Upload, isn't it?
Well, I know as a musician, I know what it's like. I mean, whenever you make something, don't you, and you effectively throw it down a well because it's so difficult. I mean, it's the creative market is incredibly saturated, and just getting your voice heard in any way, shape, or form is just incredibly difficult. I mean, it really is. And of course, the other arm to this, as I'm sure we know, it's not good enough anymore to just be able to create something and perform something. It's almost more important to be able to market it these days. You
Yeah,
have to
that's what
be
I say to
brilliant
people.
marketeer. Yeah,
Marketing's a big thing.
it is. And if you're not particularly of the generation or au fait with or can be bothered to do social media, I mean, you're chopping off one of your arms. I mean, that's just where we are at the moment. So I guess we try and circumnavigate that a little bit by saying, if you've got something that's good, you don't have to whack it all over TikTok and dance and sing along to it. Just get it into us, and if we like it, we'll play it out and try and give you a bit of a platform that way.
Yeah. So go to BBC Upload. So have you met some cool people whilst doing your show? Apart from me, obviously.
Yeah, I have. Well, I have worked across production as well. So I used to produce Gabby Roslin at BBC London, which was great. So we would meet. But no, I mean, the nicest person I think I've ever met was Alan Titchmarsh. Actually, he's lovely, lovely.
Oh, so cute.
Yeah, yeah, he's lovely. And Katie Tunstall, also an amazing artist. She was just lovely. So yeah, I've met, I've interviewed John Cleese. I mean, so many lovely, lovely people. Um, and really interesting as well to see how people play. I tend to find that the people that are the most modest and kind. I spoke to Matthew Kelly the other day. There was stars in their eyes and you bet
Yeah.
and all that. they're the people that kind of have sort of come to fame and success a little bit later on in their lives, actually, and had that time where they were kind of a jobbing actor or presenter or whatever it might have been, and then really appreciate being in the limelight and being successful, and very humbled with it as well. So yeah, I like it. The funniest thing about it though is when you do meet people that are kind of famous. I played piano with Alistair McGowan not that long
What?
ago. Yeah, which was great. When he didn't want to do any impressions. He just wanted to play piano. Um, but it's weird because when you do it for a job, it is a job that you don't sort of you don't feel sort of fanboy at all, because you're both on a sort of work level, if that makes sense. So
Yeah.
it's effectively, I met Stephen Fry, and it's just a case of, oh, okay, hi, yeah, we'll be doing this together, blah blah blah. And then you get on with it, and then at the end of the day, you go home and go, that's weird. I just worked with Stephen Fry, but
How did you meet him? What did you do with him?
well, we were doing Gabby was doing a show and she asked me if I'd come and help her produce it. So it was a live show where people were doing impressions, like a game show. She was doing a pilot in a theatre in Soho, and so it was a panel one. And I think the panelists, Stephen was one of them. Keith Lemon was the head of one of the other ones as well.
What?
Yeah, and so yeah, we kind of just met that way. I helped them out with the little bit of the production, and we had a studio audience and everything. Yeah, crikey, I'd forgotten all about that.
That is so
it can be really,
exciting.
yeah, it can be varied. And the thing with it is, and I'm doing it myself right now, is that it's the sort of industry whereby you just have to have your feelers out and reaching out and meeting new people all the time. And it's the same as everything, isn't it? The more
Mm.
you give of yourself, the more opportunities you give, and potentially the more you get back as well.
Yeah, and you get to meet really cool people, and then it leads on to other stuff as well.
You can do. You've got to work hard. I mean, you do. I mean, as a as a lazy man that I've always thought myself to be, you know what? You don't really feel that lazy if you're doing what you enjoy, and that's just really important. I didn't realise that for many years.
So how far away from the BBC is from your home? Do you have to commute there? Do you have to get a train or?
Well, it depends on the site. I mean, I'm Tunbridge Wells is the one where I do my recording from for upload, so that's only half an hour away from me. But if I have to go up into London, it's an hour or so. If I need to go up to BBC London or one of the other stations, so yeah, it's all pretty central. It's not too bad. I mean, as you know, I do shows that my show goes across the whole of the south. So I'm planning a meeting to go down to meet the guys at Southampton pretty soon. That's a couple of hours away, and then
Oh,
and
excellent.
ultimately, yeah.
Oh, cool.
And crikey, I mean, I broadcast to the Isle of Wight, so I'm looking when it gets sunnier, I'm going to hop myself over there and have a bit of a beano and go and meet them. I think that'd be nice.
That sounds fun. So
Mm.
what's next then? How long do you think BBC Upload will go on for? Is it just going to be a continuous show?
I hope so. I really hope so. We were
Yeah.
talking about this with the editors about where it stands and where it sits right now. And I mean, BBC Introducing is huge because it offers the ability for musicians to be on Radio 1 and to
Mm.
be on festival stages, doesn't it, at Reading and Leeds and Glastonbury. And that's what I really want to do next. I think that if we can start offering a real forward journey, because I know it's much like you, a lot of creatives, they're doing it for fun, sure, but they want to make a career out of it because it's what they're
Yeah.
good at. And so I think forward journeys are going to be the way ahead. So I'm going to do my very, very best to try and get us some stages and get us some kind of collaborations with Radio 3, 4, maybe 2. And I hope we can push it as far as it can go. I mean, I suppose it's in its early-ish stages at the moment. We need more people to know about it.
Yeah.
We really do. And what's interesting, Lorna, I'd be very intrigued to know how you found out about Upload, actually.
I actually got tagged on Facebook. I'm in this thing called Bournemouth Writing Festival, and it's a group for
Yeah.
all of us writing nerds to get together. And
Okay.
somebody put down about BBC Upload. I was like, could I do this? So I submitted one of my podcasts, and it was so simple. I mean, if I can do it, literally anyone can do it. And then
Family.
Lucy Ambush from BBC Radio Solent contacted me, and I went on her show, and I thought, oh, this
Hmm.
is amazing. And then a few weeks later, you got in contact. I was like, I'm so
Wow,
excited.
it's great. Well, that's I find fascinating because it's just occurred to me recently that I don't think necessarily that the listeners of software upload, who we adore, obviously, are necessarily the creatives. They're the people that are enjoying it. So it's the same for us. I mean, there's a lot of outreaches. Yeah, you found it on social media. That's what we're trying to push at the moment, trying to get that word out there on social media for people to share.
Exactly.
It's a work in progress. Yeah, it is. It was great to have you on. I really enjoyed it. You've got a force of personality, Lorna, and that counts for quite a lot, I would say.
Even my children were interested. They're like, "Mum, you're on the BBC. Isn't that weird?" I was like, "Oh, they finally find something I do exciting." Because normally they're like, "Yeah, right, okay."
Did you enjoy it?
I absolutely loved it. I want to do more. If I can help promote BBC Upload, I'm there. I mean, I'll tag you on everything going and just
Yeah.
share. Because
Yes,
it's so
please.
good for people to get involved with it.
It's nice, and it was nice to have you on to talk as well. And I think, for us inside the BBC, sometimes we kind of forget what a clout and a privilege it is, to be involved. It's a big old institution, isn't it? It's got a lot of heritage, and people do still want to be involved with the BBC for what it is. So yeah, it's a lot of work to be done, but I love the show, and I really enjoy speaking to people like you doing good things.
That's why I do my podcast, because I like doing it as well. I was like, oh, I'm going to have you on my show. So what about your music? Because you're a talented musician as well. I listened to you on Spotify this morning.
Crikey. Okay. Well, there's only 2 songs on there, isn't there, at the moment?
I know, at the moment.
At
But
the
the good
moment,
ones.
yeah. I love it. I mean, the music is really my happy place, writing it and
Oh.
performing it. I know it is, and I always remember that when I get back into writing again. I sit down with a guitar or a keyboard, and then you find a chord progression, and you start writing lyrics, and you think, it gives you that beautiful feeling that there's. You remember when you're a kid, you get those sort of out of nowhere feelings of just euphoria that last for about 20 seconds, but sort of die as you're an adult. But yeah, I get that when I write. So doing that, I mean, I used to perform a lot. I mean, we would go over a lot of the country and play venues and support other artists. I supported Eagle Eye Cherry at the O2 Academy not that long ago.
You're a legend.
Well, I don't know about that, but that was great fun. It was fun. It's a slog, though. I mean, it's the same as with ours. With our spoken word, it is, you've got to be on it. You've got to be promoting all the time. You've got to be in people's faces. I spoke to a really interesting artist, Lorna, the other day, from a band called Black Honey. Really good. They're friends with Royal Blood down in Brighton, and Izzy, the singer, and they just got a top 4 album or something like that. And I said, has your life changed? How's that all look? She said, Leo, you know what? We broke even. I still live at home with my mum. And it's not like we're making a fortune, but those days we go out on tour and we spend together and we go and play big old audiences are just the things I cherish in my life. And that's the same for me. I love playing live. I just love playing in front of an audience and kind of whipping them up into a frenzy and strutting along and singing out loud and hoping to stay in tune. So yeah,
that's always a good idea.
It's not always that easy if you're trying to move and sing at the same time. Yeah, but I love it. And you know what? I promised everybody, my band and everybody else, that I'm going to do more of this year. So I'm going to do more of it this year. There'll be more songs.
Oh, that's so cool. So how long does it take you to come up with a song? What's your process?
Oh,
How do you do it? Does it just pop into your head like magic?
I wish. Honestly, producers hate me because I come up with an idea and then we get halfway through recording it or 3/4 of the way through recording it, and then I'll go, should we just no. So yeah, I mean, it can be anything. I mean, I put a lot into it in terms of the orchestration. So there's a lot of guitar, there's a lot of synth and all sorts of stuff. I mean, it can be, I suppose, anything from a couple of weeks to 6 months, but I need to get that down to a week or 2 weeks and just smash out more songs. It just depends. And then probably the same as you and other people listening, like inspiration comes at completely different times, doesn't it? I mean, so sometimes it will come at 1 o'clock in the morning when you're just going off to sleep and you think, no, where's my phone? I've got to go and record this, and I was going to forget it.
Do you actually get out of bed and go record it?
I think I have done. Or in the shower. I mean, there's a song I've got called Friends, which I think I sung the melody to whilst I was in the shower. And of course, you can't get your phone when you're in there. So I was just going, don't forget this, don't forget this, don't forget, quick, cow down, don't forget it. So yeah, it depends. It turns out though that I work quite well to a deadline as it happens. So if somebody gives me, a time frame in which to actually do something,
To
I
help you
have no
focus.
choice than to actually do it. Yeah, didn't realize that about
Mm.
myself actually. So yeah,
Actually, I
it's a
was talking
long-winded
to an
answer.
illustrator the other week because he's illustrating one of my stories, and he's like, "How
Okay,
long? How long?" And I said, "Oh, just take your time." He goes, "No, no, no. Can you give me a deadline?" And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool, okay,
right, okay, and
yeah."
that worked.
Yeah, I was like, "A week?" He's like, "Be realistic, Laura." And I was like, "Okay, 2 weeks." I didn't know what to do. Felt like I was bossing him around, but he likes that deadline as well.
So what about your podcast then? Obviously, that's something that you do and then you love. Have you got an aim for it? Have you got an ambition? Why did you start it in the first instance?
I started it. It's funny, right? You know when people are in their bed and they're like they do random shopping. Well,
Yeah,
I was just flicking and it must have come up with this ad on like a join today for free. I was like, hmm. So I clicked on it, and before you knew it, within minutes, I created my own podcast. And I was like, okay, what am I going to do about? But I knew it's going to be like book related. But then I just thought, no, 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 because I'm into films as well. So I just did
yeah,
everything. So yeah, I just love listening to people that, like yourself, work on the BBC or they've created films or they've wrote books. I just love to know their story, their journey, because like everyone's
mm,
different. So yeah, it's so
oh yeah.
interesting. And it's very
Well,
inspiring.
I think the main takeaway from it all is that I think a lot of people think if you haven't got the qualifications to do something, then you can't do it. But that's just not true. I mean,
No, I didn't go to uni and study anything like this. I'm just learning on the go. I did radio obviously
absolutely,
before, but
you
yeah,
did.
yeah.
Yeah, it's about putting yourself out there and
Mm,
getting out of your comfort zone and shaking as many hands and meeting as many people as you can. And it's easier said than done because sometimes you get out of bed in the morning, don't you, and go, I cannot be bothered in the
yeah,
slightest. But then that's okay. The next day, make sure that you don't have that mindset.
yeah. Or I say I'm going to do something like do a show or go to a film festival. And an hour before, I've got so much anxiety. I'm like, why am I doing this? But when I'm there,
Mm.
I absolutely love it. But
Oh
yeah,
yeah, I mean the imposter syndrome is definitely a big thing. We hear that a lot on Upload. People really nervous about sending something in or being interviewed or whatever. It wasn't a problem with you, but sometimes obviously, but sometimes people come on and I'll chat to them and I take it for granted that I'm just used to speaking on the radio and they'll go, oh, I'm so
yeah,
nervous. No, literally, don't be nervous. It's just this is what you do. We love to perform. I mean, we're basically just big show offs. There's no two ways about it. Oh, it's just literally that's what it is. I mean, if you can embrace that and be at peace with it, then it all kind of makes sense after that.
you got to be a bit of a sharp in order to like promote yourself on social media. Because I was always scared to do that at the beginning, but now I'm just like, I don't care.
Well, I'm not very good at that. See, that's the thing, because it's a different kind of showing off, isn't it? If you can back yourself, if you think you can play guitar or you can sing or you can talk, but when it comes to sort of digital assets and having to sort of be a slightly different person or be a bit kooky or a bit wacky or interesting, that's hard.
Mm,
And then also you've got to take into account you put your heart and soul into all of that, and then no one looks at it, no one likes it, no one shares it, and then
accept
you start to doubt
yourself.
yourself, don't you? That is what I mean. Do you know
Yeah.
what? I actually, for what it's worth, I'm not a fan, really, if I'm honest, and I find it a little cruel that we kind of subject ourselves to this kind of this creative performance that is so ambiguous and difficult. I mean, no one knows if anything's going to go is going to blow up, do they? But it's
No, not at all.
no, it's hard. It's hard. But that's another arm of the business that we just have to embrace these days. So there you go.
Yeah.
TikTok it is.
Yeah, I mean, God, I've interviewed some people on TikTok and they get thousands of views. I'm like,
Yeah.
I get one, but they take hours doing their TikTok videos. I'm like, oh, you properly plan and do it professionally. That's why you get likes.
Well, exactly. It's a career in itself, isn't it? That I mean,
Yeah,
that's
so time
a day job in
consuming.
itself. Yeah, yeah. And I don't. I find it difficult to struggle, to think of what if you're going to post something. I mean, let's just say once a day, which probably isn't enough. What on earth do you put on? What? No one's that interesting to be doing something incredibly exciting once a day to show to people. So I don't
Mm.
know. Hard sense of
And then
humor, I suppose.
apparently you've got to do it at a certain time as well. I didn't know anything about that. I still don't know anything about that. But apparently, at a
Yeah.
certain time
Well,
of day, you get more views. I don't know. I don't know if that's true. It could be a little waffle.
who knows? It's an art form in itself. There you go.
So what's next for you? You're going to carry on your music then? You're going to be more devoted to your musical career?
Well, a bit of both. I mean, I'm ambitious, so I love what I do. We've got Upload there that I'm doing at the moment, and we'll see. I mean, music's definitely my thing. So music and radio, the two of them make sense.
Mm,
We'll see what opportunities they hold. fancy doing a little bit of TV at some stage as well, actually. So, um,
Oh,
but yeah, I mean, just, as we said, you've got to shoot for the stars, haven't you? So,
yeah.
we'll see how that plays out. I mean, I know podcasting obviously is huge, which you're doing. I'm having a chat to our breakfast presenter at the moment, BBC Kent, about putting together a poetry and mental health podcast, which I think would be really nice.
Oh,
Something that we kind of want to do together. So yeah, loads of irons in the fire. It's a difficult time at the moment, isn't it? Really, where we are financially, and so yeah, you've got to make sure that you're kind of keeping yourself paid and employed and
yeah.
looking.
Let's come up with all these ideas.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, hopefully it will start to open up at some stage in the next 6 months, a year or so, and then we'll see. But yeah, I'm very ambitious, and I love performance. I love music, and I definitely have to write some more music. That's for sure, and then get some ears in it, and then Lorna, work out how to properly bloody well promote it and get myself on TikTok and do it that
Shall I
way.
be your
But
agent? Shall I promote all your work? Just...
if you want to do it, I can offer you a very, very competitive agency fee, and yeah, you'd be more than welcome to. I'd love it.
Oh, I love it. Well, thank you so much, Leo, for chatting to me today. I can't speak. Blech. I'm just so excited.
Yeah, it's been great. You didn't tell me about the opportunity that you've got, or is that's not for this podcast?
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, I probably won't get it, to be fair, but I applied for a production apprenticeship at Southampton BBC, and I got
Okay.
through. I literally got an email just before I went on with you saying that I got
Hmm.
through the third round. So I'm on to the third round now. So
Are
yeah,
you?
yeah. I
Did you
probably won't
mention
get it.
did you mention me whilst you were doing that?
No, it was I just got an email, so I've got to go log on and then do a video, answer a question. I probably won't get it, but I'll try my best.
Fantastic. That's lovely. Well, I'm going to be going down there at some stage soon, so perhaps I'll see you there and we can do a live podcast.
I'll meet you there. That'd be so fun.
Mm.
They'll be like, Lorna's snuck in the building again. My friend was on there yesterday. He was on a live show of Lucy. And I was like,
Yeah.
shall I come? I'll be your bodyguard. He goes, Lorna, you'll put me off. I went, yeah, true. I'm a nightmare.
Well, best of luck with it. Best of luck with it. I don't doubt your ability. So yeah, let's hope it
Oh,
works
bless
out.
you. I will let you know the outcome.
Thank you.
Right, well, I'll stop recording.